Well, hello everybody. This is a DJI Mini 4 Pro flight number 2. And we'll get on with it here as soon as we watch some beautiful leaves falling. This is what I'm hoping the weather does to us pretty soon. Let's see if we can find that takeoff mat, guys, with the Mini 4 Pro. There she is. See a little bit of a wind blowing. And we're up. We're letting it find its landing spot. We're going to take it up 21 feet. See if we can get a precision landing on this thing later on. Stop at 21 feet, let her find the landing mat, get a look at her real good. That should be long enough. Good morning, everybody. It's about 10:15, 10:20 in the morning. And we're off for another flight of the Mini 4 Pro. This is the second flight. We'll talk about her a little bit more here. I just got out of the woods from deer hunting. Had a deer pass in front of my stand right before I got there. Got it on trail camera, but I was about 15 minutes too late, so didn't know that till I'd already started hunting and checked my camera later when I came out of the woods. Anyway, we're headed due south now. A little discussion on Mini 4 Pro and let you guys see some beautiful scenery. I've got I'm flying. Let's see, I'm flying with the wind right now. The wind's from the north. Usually fly with the wind at my back coming, when I'm coming back, but I wanted to go somewhere right now, so this is the way it is. You can see the bean fields are starting to turn yellow down there and brown, which is what the farmers were waiting for. So it's going to be a while before they can harvest those beans. Anyway, Thelma Lou is the Mini 3, the Mini 4's older sister. She's a little jealous today, so is Peggy Sue, because the Mini 4 Betty Lou, who boop-de-doop, is up in the air now. She's flying, getting a little wind up her skirt. She's flying with an ND16 filter. And it's a DJI filter also. We're going over some bean fields that probably could be harvested any time now. These fields are nice and brown here. I expect the guys to be in there with their combines pretty quick here. They've been out in the field driving around. You can see they've actually driven in the field. I don't know who did that. Somebody's been out and about there. Okay, anyway, we're headed due south. Thought we'd fly out by the power station today. The Mini 4 Pro, I want to give you a little taste of her now that I've had her for a while. I've got the Mini 3 Pro, and I can tell you right now, if you're the kind of guy that loves waypoints and point of interests and all the little software things that the Mini 4 Pro can do for you, she's a beautiful drone for that. But if you've got the Mini 3 and you're just a hands-on, seat-of-the-pants flyer, mostly like I am, for recordings, the Mini 3 will do you just fine. The Mini 4, she's got just a little bit better range than the Mini 3 does for me, I think, on this second flight. Now, I've had her up on some short flights, but this is the second video flight. She's got a little bit better range. She's same stability in the wind as the Mini 3. She's got some neat little tricks with the app, but she flies stable. I don't think she flies any more stable than the Mini 3. Both of them handle the wind about the same. So if I was going to buy the Mini 4 today and I was just a seat-of-the-pants flyer that just does what I do most of the time, get the drone out there and I fly it manually. I don't need point of interest or anything. If I want to fly around something, I'll put it in the center and I'll just fly around it like you're supposed to. But if you're the kind of guy that likes to do that kind of stuff, follow me and all that other stuff, and that's what floats your boat, then the Mini 4 is going to be the drone for you. That's for sure. Okay, we're going to head out there. I see a water tower. I love water towers, so I flew the Mini 3 out here, and she made it with no problem. We'll see if the Mini 4 makes it. Beautiful day. The wind now, I'm flying with the wind kind of sideways to me that I don't have too much angle tilt, just a little bit on the gimbal, but not bad at all. Very acceptable. There she is. That field looks like it's ready for harvest too. No doubt about it. They should be after it pretty quick here. And you'll see the yellow fields are the fields that got planted later or didn't get the moisture. They're not bottom fields. They're the ones that are probably going to be in the late October, maybe even later than that, before they get harvested. Anyway, we'll take a run out here and see if we can make that water tower. I got a thing about water towers. I love them. They got some neat stuff, usually some neat writing on them, but don't have time to fool around today looking for writing on this one. Just want to kind of see how she makes it out there. Right now, I can tell you she's got 4 bars. Still has 4 bars, and the Mini 3 was about the same. So she's just taking her time, no problems at all. Like I said, there's a nice breeze out. The wind started picking up 10, 15 miles an hour, 15 plus, as I was coming back. And the battery, I had a full battery when I started. When I got back, I had, I want to say 37%, somewhere in there like that. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe it was 47%. But there we are. We made the water tower. I see some birds down there, which I want to leave alone. I don't want them messing with me, so we're just going to take a Roscoe here. And we're getting our bearings right about now. Boy, that's a beautiful home there. I got some grass to cut, though, doesn't he? He like me with my little bitty hand push mower. I got my bearings back. I can see where I'm standing. What do you know? Anyway, we're going to fly her back manually, and we're going to see what there is to see. See if there's any more colors coming up. And I don't think there is. Haven't seen much colors at all. First week of October. And we just haven't got the moisture now. It's going to be about 80 degrees today, high 70s, around 80. Got a cold front coming in tonight, though. Going to drop the temperature down to maybe in the 40s with a high tomorrow in the low 60s. So that will get some of the trees to doing their thing, and most of them are just going to drop their leaves. They've had a lack of moisture, so you're not going to get the spectacular colors this year. We'll get some, but we won't get the spectacular colors. We usually, this state has some beautiful, beautiful colors during the fall when we have a good wet spring, wet summer, not wet summer, but some moisture during the summer, and then it cools off the way it should be early fall. The colors are hard to beat. But not this year. You can just see some yellows. Don't think I've seen any reds yet, and those are usually your maples and things like that. And I'm looking around, and I don't see any red sticking out anywhere. So every once in a while you'll catch a sugar maple or something like that, and it'll just be bright red out in the middle of the bunch of ash and everything else that you've got growing out there. The oaks, which are, they turn like kind of a golden brown. But this year I haven't seen very many of them. In fact, I bet you might not see any this flight at all. Just seem to be going over a power substation now of some kind. See what this electricity does to my drone. Nothing so far. That's good. Okay. Let's see if we can make it back home now. We just follow the clear cut here, the high line. And we'll get up here. I can see me now. Let's see. So I had to move around a little bit, but don't see, look at that pond there. It's turned over on itself, the one on the left. See how green it is? And the other one is just a mess is what it is. It almost looks like it's made out of chocolate. Anyway, we're back over a bean field now. You can see how they put this bean field in. You can see all of Combine's tracks in it. And we'll follow this little creek here to the edge of this field. See, they've got good water on this field. These beans are already turning brown. Now, if you see this coming up field here, you'll see a whole different story. You'll see a field that's just yellow and has a long ways to go, really. So anyway, we're coming back, headed due north. Now we're flying into the wind, losing battery power quite a bit. I've noticed that the batteries on the Mini Pro 4, they don't impress me much more than the Mini 3 batteries do. I'm not seeing any spectacular changes in flight time or anything else. About the same, maybe a little bit more. Nothing to write home about. Anyway, there's the train track. As soon as I landed and got to doing something else, boy, a big old heavy train come through, and I had another battery, and I was gonna take it all the gear back out, but by the time I would have got that, half the train would have been gone, and I wanted to catch the locomotives. That's the best part anyway. So anyway, here we come back. We're almost home. Do a little roundabout here. We'll come up to this gravel road here, and we'll trace this gravel road, come back, and then we'll head back. The deer like coming through that little finger of timber there into this other timber here. No food in that timber. It's all basically locust trees is what you're seeing. No oak trees, acorns, or anything to speak of in there at all. So it doesn't hold any deer on the property. So we'll come up here, follow this road around, get up here to the corner of this field. We'll take a look down here. I see no color in the trees at all other than the little bit of yellow. You'd think we'd have seen a silver maple or a sugar maple or something by now, and no dice, not today. Okay, here we are. Ignore that person sitting there by that green truck. It's a figment of your imagination. Anyway, coming back over here, we're going to hang another right here and go out a little ways. Don't see anything down here. Sometimes you'll find a turkey or two down in there, in that hog wallow right there. You don't see any. Lots of coyotes, though. Usually there's a whole pack of coyotes in here. I need to extinguish a few of those critters. So now we're headed back south again. We're just looking at the field in the high line. We're going to hang a right here, come back towards the takeoff spot, and then we're going to go back and do a precision landing. We're going to see how the Mini 4 does on that. Like I said, guys, if you're thinking on upgrading from the Mini 3 to the Mini 4 Pro, unless you're into all of the waypoints and all of the things that have been added app-wise to the Mini 4 Pro, she pretty much has the same camera as the Mini 3. She flies about the same as the Mini 3. In my hand, my Mini 3 actually feels a little sturdier than the Mini 4 Pro does to me. I don't know why. The Mini 4 Pro just seems a little more plasticky. It's hard to quantify that, but it just feels a little better in my hand than the Mini 4 does. Don't get me wrong, I love the Mini 4. She's a beautiful drone, beautiful mini drone. I think they've about pushed the Mini series about as far as they can. They put about everything in it you can think of. And that's what I'm doing. I fly seat of the pants most of the time. I do use the other little things that are in the apps, but when I'm using that, I'm usually not recording anything. I'm usually just doing that for myself just to see how it works. If I want to use it, I can. But when I'm doing videos and stuff like that, no, I'm usually flying manually. I like the experience. I like the feel of the sticks. I like control, you might say. Okay, here we come up to a little clear cut here. Runs right down through here, divides property line right there. Whoops. Hold on just a second here. Got the phone. Sorry about that. Thought I had my phone off, but somebody's bugging me. Anyway, here we go. Camera down. We'll look at this corner. My apologies again for that phone. I thought I had put it on silent, but when you get to be my age, sometimes you forget to do stuff like that. So there we are. We're back over the field. This field is going to be hayed again. As you can see, it's had a lack of water too. Round bales have gone up to about $160 a piece now, so it would be worth trying to hay this field a second time, even though it's pretty sparse. Anyway, got a little bit of clover there, as you can see at the top of the screen. We're going to come forward a little bit, and then I think we're going to go ahead and try to do a precision landing. We're going to take her back out here. We're going to come back. You can see where the landing mat is right there, that little orange spot right behind the truck. Now, anything could land from there and get halfway close. So let's come over here and let's just back her up a little bit and see what we can do here. We take her back out. Okay. Excuse the sound. My next door neighbor decided he'd start his lawnmower up right now. Here we go. We're going to go back out. We're going to go back out and we're going to fly back over this field. We're just going to back out to about, I don't know, gain some altitude here, grab some altitude, a couple hundred feet. And let's get back to the back corner of the field here. Okay. That looks like a good place. Let's do a precision landing. Let's see how she does here. Okay. So the drone is coming in on its own. We'll just see after that entire flight if it remembers where it took off from. The Mini 3, if I could get within about 10 feet of the takeoff point, I was pretty darn happy. So let's look. It's coming down on its own. This Mini 4 drops like a rock, guys. Okay, she dropped the camera herself. She has turned around herself and done that. Betty Lou has found the landing mat. Now she is, you can't see it, but she's superimposing a little drone over where she wants to land, a little shadow. And look at this, guys. She's going to raise the camera, but I can tell you, she did that. She landed right back where she took off from. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Boom.